morning. We gather today on the final Sunday of 2024, December 29th. In 2 days, we'll bid farewell to this year and welcome a new one. This morning, our community will reflect on our personal and shared experiences from this year, 2024, both big and small. Through our Dharma gathering, we'll gently release any lingering feelings and thoughts that may be attached to these events. So we'll begin with Qigong practice, followed by sitting meditation, bowing meditation, and chanting. Now for Qigong, please welcome Brian, lay minister from One Institute of Graduate Studies. And please all rise. Stand in front of your mat, please.
Good morning, everyone. My pleasure to be here. This weekend there's a moving meditation retreat happening at One Dharma Center, so I'm excited to share some of the movements with you this morning. Be very simple. We don't need a lot of space since we don't have a lot of space, so first we'll just kind of warm up all our joints and wake up our energy and have a nice, stable, comfortable body for meditation. So stand shoulder width apart. Let's start with our head. Just gently roll your neck. Let the weight of your head carry it around. Try to relax as much as you can. And the other direction. Okay, now shoulders. Breathe in, try to lift up your shoulders, touch your ears, and breathe out, throw them down. Repeat a couple times, breathe in, try to touch your ears, breathe out. And one more time, breathing in and out. Let's do some shoulder rolls to the back. Try to relax, feel your shoulders opening up. And the back to the front. Okay, now waist practice. Just make circles with your waist. Pay attention to your body and your breath. If you find yourself thinking about something else, come back to your waist or your breath. And the other way. Okay, now put your knees together. Let's rotate our knees. Place your hands on your knees. Nice and gentle. And the other way. Okay, ankle practice. Stand on one leg or roll one ankle. And the other direction. All right, other side, ankle. So heading into the new year, we can release the tension in our minds and our bodies. Okay, now just stand up tall, stand shoulder width apart. Drop any tension from top of your head and face, shoulders, chest. Relax your waist. Drop your tailbone slightly. Just gently bend your knees, not too far, not over your toes. Just straighten your spine and bring your chin down a little bit. Feel your spine nice and straight. The rest of your body relax as much as possible. Now, using your knee bounce, just gently shake your body up and down. Let go of any tension in your shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers. Any tension in your lower belly, thighs and knees, all the way to your. See if you can feel your spine. See if you can feel your spine bouncing up and down. And now gently turn side to side. Just enjoy the shaking body. Okay, return to the center, slowly cool down. Try to stand using the bare minimum amount of muscle. Just try to stand up using your skeleton and relax every muscle. Feel your weight through your heels into the ground. Imagine you're standing like 3 feet in the ground. Your feet are reaching 3 feet into the ground. Okay, let's practice commencing form from Tai Chi. As you breathe in, just let your arms float up in front, about shoulder height, and breathe out, just gently press down. Just follow your own pace, your own breath capacity, breathing in, up, and breathing out, down. Try to move with no tension in your arms, bare minimum. Almost guide your arms with your mind. As you breathe out, imagine mind and energy settling to your lower belly. Be aware of your body and your movement. Relax as much as possible. Okay, now sweep arms to your sides. Bring your palms together in prayer posture, the center of your chest. Make a little space in your armpit, based on your own body, not too tight or too far. Let's feel what feels comfortable. Just practice standing meditation for a moment. Again, drop your weight, drop any thought. Now as you breathe in next, allow your palms to separate. Slowly travel out to about shoulders. And breathe out, gather again. Just repeat slowly. Imagine extending compassion or mercy to everybody. It's like a merciful gesture. like you're slowly opening curtains. See if you can feel the air being pushed out of the way of your hands. Okay. One more time. Now bring your palms, cross them in front of you, and breathing out, just drop them. Breathe in, come up. Cross your palms and breathe out, down. You can alternate which hand's in front, or don't worry about it. Just imagine dropping all tension to your lower belly. Okay, a couple more times. Okay, finally, energy shower practice. Stand up tall, relax, breathe in, and breathe out. Feel energy pass through your head and torso all the way to the ground. And now breathe in again, and breathe out. Mind and energy settle to your lower belly. Repeat twice, breathing in, breathe out. Opening up your whole body, breathing in, and breathe out, back to your belly. Okay, last time, breathing in, and breathe out, and breathing in, and breathe out.
Please be seated. Take your time to adjust your body, either on your mats or in your chairs. Feel free to wiggle yourself side to side, back and forth. Find the perfect, the right position and posture for your practice this morning. Before we go into silent sitting meditation practice, please make sure if you happen to bring your phone with you right here, be it in silent mode. Not in vibration mode, but silent mode. Sitting meditation will begin with chanting Seongju this morning, the spiritual mantra Seongju. As we engage in Seongju, let your mind and body settle into deep silence, your true nature. So today, Reverend Park will lead with the solo chant, followed by everyone chanting Seongju together for 2 times. Page 2, Seongju. And Reverend Park will lead the first solo.
성주 영천 영지 영보장생 왕 만세멸도 상동로 거래 각도 무궁화 보보일체 대성경 영천영지 영보장생 만세멸도 상동로 거래 각도 무궁화 보보일체 대성경 영천영지 영보장생 만세멸도 상동로 거래 각도 무궁화
You may slowly, gently wiggle your fingers, your hands, and your shoulders. You can stretch out your legs and wiggle your toes. Now we'll engage in bowing practice with Reverend Yu's guidance of how to bow.
Before practicing bowing meditation, why don't you close your eyes and let's all together reflect this past year, 2024. You can close your eyes and reflect all important things that happened, good things as well as bad things. Your mistakes as well as the things you discover very satisfying as well. They say Heart Sutra is the condensed Dharma of all the Buddha's teaching that he did for 49 years. So it is the essence of the Buddha's teaching. And the conclusion of the Heart Sutra is Kate Kate Parakate Parashankate Bodhisattva, gone to the other shore, the shore of awakening. So Buddha, the last interesting word is we need to reflect where we are going. Your body has gone to the supermarket, to your workplace, to your home. But he asks, where our mind or our life truly going? Saint Francis said, you are what you seek. So what we truly try to accomplish or attain. The sequence of the Won Buddhism scripture, the canon part, is very meaningful. It starts from Ilwonsang and the founding motive, and it concludes with the Dharma stages, the 6 Dharma stages, the stage of elementary faith, special faith, and the last destination is at the stage of great enlightenment. So our founding master asked us to go to our final destination of great enlightenment. The Korean Zen master Jinur said, at the secrets of cultivating the mind The triple world is blazing in defilement, as if it were a house on fire. How can you bear to tarry here and complacently undergo such long suffering? If you wish to avoid wandering in samsara, there is no better way than to seek Buddhahood. If you want to become a Buddha, understand that Buddha is your mind. So you can open your eyes. Today we will prostrate 40 times to Ilwansang, to our true nature. Especially, it's a great way to purify and dissolve our karma. So you can make a standing bow if you want. Our head represents our ego, teaming with the thinking mind. When our ego, our head is put down on the earth, it becomes united with the universe. It's a great gesture to purify our ego or thinking mind. When we prostrate on the floor, our old self will vanish. When you get up, when we rise, a new self will be born again. Anthropologists call humans as Homo erectus. What does that mean? What does that Latin mean, Homo erectus? Upright man, upright man. Just like what human, other animals, we humans can make a mistake, but we can get up again, far more stronger way. So do you know, when our bone is broken, and when it's healed, the medical doctor says that part is more stronger than before. So only humans can transform our mistake, past the wrongdoings, into our stepping stone to better ourselves, especially in this new year. I heard at Stanford University, when the staff select the students, they give more credit to the students, even though they are very young, who have some failure experience, some experience of a hardship. So that university believes in order to educate, train a future leader, that the people who experienced some hardship is very important, and that they can use that as a stepping stone. But just like most of the people, we learn more from our mistake than from our favorable situation. So, just like the words of Jesus, your mind is willing, but your body is weak. Even though we try to carry out what we promised, whether it's a New Year resolution, whatever things, because of the karma, sometimes it's hard to carry that out. So when we prostrate, it's a great way to dissolve our karma, strengthen our vow, renew our mind. So according to this jukbi or clapper sound, we bow 40 times. So again, I encourage you to prostrate on the floor, but it's harder. You can make a standing bow. Either is fine. Let me show you the posture of a prostration. Your knees are sensitive, but you can use some cushion. You can join your palms together. Keep your back one. The second thing, place both of your hands on the floor and keep your buttock as low as possible. This is 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, keep your back straight. 3, make your upper body as low as possible.
may be seated gently. We had our personal reflections through bowing practice and sitting meditation practice. Now we are going to reflect on our shared experiences around in our community. So throughout this past year, we held 52 Sunday Dharma gatherings with 2,260 Dharma friends attending our services. Compared to the previous year, we have had 254 more attendees, which shows our community is steadily growing. So let me share a few key highlights from this past year before we watch the video clip. So we launched monthly 교화단 Dharma name holders meeting from this year, and we'll have our final December meeting after this service. Our Dharma classes continued both online and in person from March 7th through November 5th, building on the previous year's foundation. We hosted several special events this year, including an outdoor music concert and a family walk. And more people have joined as volunteers during services, greeting visitors, assisting with muktak, reading Dharma verses, arranging mats, and cleaning afterwards. And this year, we now have snack fairies. So I believe one fairy brought his famous, brownies, right, Don? So we have cookies ready today, I believe. So thank you all today. And now let's revisit these cherished moments through the video presentation. So movie time starts now. main teacher of this Tai Chi retreat is the one who brought her to our center. Actually, he guided her on this Dharma path. So we are so grateful for his guidance. Soy, your turn.
Thank you for that. I have been blessed to practice with all of you this past year, studying side by side with you in scripture study class, peeking out at a Dharma hall full of meditating practitioners from the back, acting out the life of Master Soto-san together. I haven't gotten to spend much one-on-one time getting to know many of you as people or as Dharma comrades, as Master Soto-san called us. But witnessing you forging ahead, spiritual guns blazing, to deepen your study through challenges like cultural and linguistic differences, as well as just life, has been both humbling and inspiring. Thank you for our time and practice together. I had yearned for a teacher, elders, community my whole life. Someone that would help me figure out who I am, why am I here, what is going on, and what am I supposed to do about it. I would silently beg the universe, please just send me one good one, just one. And I go looking everywhere. And then, as some of you know, I ended up on this path after meeting Rev Song just over a year ago. My goal for the day was just to learn some Tai Chi, but he had other ideas and offered to guide me onto this path. And obviously I took him up on it. And one morning this spring, Rev Song received a teary phone call from me. I was like, what's going on? Am I broken? He had to reassure me, no, you're not broken. But this reaction to the Dharma is a sign that the egg that you've been trapped inside of, like a chick, for a long time might be breaking. Very helpful feedback. Thank God for Rev Song. The trigger for tears like this was often the way that our head Dharma master, Venerable Chuksan Nim, holds the space for everybody's process of evolution in the Dharma. And from my point of view, especially the way that he holds space for my teachers, the Kyomunims, in study sessions and also in daily life, with so much patience, so much careful consideration for which Dharma lesson this particular person needs in this particular moment and how to best deliver it for this person right now. For me, his Dharma is so fun. One drizzly day at dinner, he was talking about the rain. Love the rain. And he's chatting about, the space, the emptiness, the truth that the rain falls through is chill. And then he says, we have to remember that simply us looking at one another is a manifestation of truth. And then he turns and locks eyes with me and just holds the gaze. And I just turn into a Dharma raisin at that point. But that's the way that he loves on us. From what I've seen, gently tosses us Dharma nuggets, deeply hopes that we'll catch them, but somehow holds no urgency or resentment when we don't, and truly trust that one day, with enough practice, we will. I aspire to love like this one day. When I mustered up the courage to ask him questions, which was not very often, it was like I would finally be brave enough to hand him my heart, and then he would hand it right back to me. Like, no, ask me the question, but you need to hold your heart. You need to do something about the fire raging inside of it. You need to give it trust. You need to give it time, reminding me that what spiritual practice is the process of going home to myself. And in my process of going home to myself, there is someone who's been not exactly holding my hand, but watching from like 3 steps back in case this Dharma toddler falls on my face. And her name is Reverend Ginger. Reverend Ginger was assigned to be my Dharma mama And she would keep watch quietly from up close, clean up after me, usually without a word, so I don't even know what's happening. And then at some key moment, she'd just lay down the facts straight, so that I can do better in my daily life, which is my practice. And we have those cute t-shirts. Yeah. To be quite honest, I really enjoy the more like woo-woo aspects of spiritual practice, so I can get stuck in that really vibey space and convince myself that I'm doing the work really well. And I am very convincing. Meanwhile, in actuality, I might not really be pushing my internal boundaries, which is what the work is. Because of that yearning I had for teachers my whole life, I had some expectations that were more rigid and limiting about what having a teacher means than I realized. I was like, yes, Rev Ginger makes her time freely available to me. Yes, I can ask her questions literally whenever I want, but I want her to ask me questions. And I want her to give me constructive feedback without me asking, with a pat on the head. And give me satisfying answers to complex questions now, actually yesterday. Sorry. So I go to her one day and I say to her sort of petulantly, can you pay more attention to me, please? And she goes, oh, you feel like I'm not paying attention to you, huh? And then she said, a lot of things, but among other things, she very clearly explained to me that it takes work to engage well as someone who really wants to learn as a student in a sangha. And it took me a hot minute to, trial and error my way to finding out what kind of effort I need to put in. But once it did click, I felt the energy flow so much more freely in all of my relationships with the Kyumunims, and my learning sped up. So thank God for Rev Ginger, right? In retrospect, I started this year a bit arrogant. And to stay that way for longer than I'd like to admit. I thought my faith in the Dharma was steady, but my faith in my teachers was not so steady. I found myself disagreeing with them often about things of life and of the world, because how could I not? Given our vast differences in lived experience and the different karmic baggage we're each working on, even if we agree on the Dharma itself. But then my mind would link this with the Dharma and often jump to, is this person actually supposed to be my teacher? And this train of thought would arise even though the messaging from the universe was super steady. That this is my path. And that what I need to do to honor that is to stay in it. And whenever these cycles of really difficult questioning happened, it was really, really unsettling. More tears. And it would be really hard to wrestle myself down and even be steady in my practice as much as I wanted to be steady before the Dharma. And more recently than that, and more recently than I want to admit, I reached the point of deeply realizing I'm on my path. And I know this, and I'm definitely not fully enlightened yet, which means that the teachers that come my way while I'm in practice and living towards this Dharma, while maybe also are not fully enlightened, are meant to teach me something really important for me to learn. And as I got to really, really feeling that fully, what I realized was that when my mind latches onto questioning my teachers, I'm actually scared. Turns out my arrogance was my tender little heart being really, really scared. It manifests as questioning about these human beings called my teachers, but the root driving force under that is my lingering bit of distrust of my own path. And all of us in this room are here because we each have some kind of calling to cultivate our spirits, right? But when I don't have enough faith in my calling to my path of cultivation, it gets really hard for me to know what to do with that very natural friction when that happens when humans come together. That friction that happens especially when we come together to grow on purpose. When I reground in my faith, though, I find that I can wait less painfully to find out why these teachers came to me. Stay grounded in my relationship to the Dharma, and in the meantime, also give my teachers all due respect throughout, because they deserve it. And I can't express how grateful I am that the Kyomunims gave me grace for my at times really foxy, really ungrounded questioning mind all these months, and didn't give up on me. Thank you. And now, okay, I'm leaving for a good while, for a good few years. I'm out of here on the 31st out with 2024. And I'm leaving with the same koan, the same question that I shared with you when I first came here. How love better? How to become a clearer channel for spirit to move through? How to be in a healthy relationship with God? How to make my every movement, every choice, an expression of gratitude to the four graces? So, I'm headed to Korea with some small questions. But thank God the graces that I've met here have packed my bags really, really well for me. So to y'all, please keep the Dharma flowing on this side of the earth till I come back. And I hope to meet you all again when we are further along this path to clearer spirits and a better world. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Soy. That was great sharing. And we all pray for her Dharma path, hoping that she one day become a great teacher who can touch many people's hearts. And we'll wait for you right here. So as soon as your study is over, come back to our community. And overall, this, America, one Buddhism in this North Americas. Now, our Kyomunim choirs will end our gathering with our songs. But as we share our first song, 원하옵니다, which means in prayer, I ask you to join your minds and hearts together to remember a tragic accident in Korea today. A Jeju airplane explosion that claimed 176 lives. So we dedicate our first song to those who lost their lives and to their grieving families. Now Kyomunims will enter.
원하옵니다.
Our next song is what you all know, but we'll start this song first. If you move to join us, you're welcome to do so. Da 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 셋 넷
Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace. I begin a new day in your presence. Today full of health and with peace of mind. May I walk along the path of the Buddha. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace. I begin a new day with your grace. Today gratefully and with gentle words, may I live in harmony with all those I meet. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace. I begin a new day with compassion. Today making the world a more loving place. May I do all that I can for one world.
I think your applause, the sound of your applause, a little less than I expected. Thank you so very much. With this cheerful energy in mind, we'll gather back in here this coming Sunday with the New Year celebration service. So we'll welcome the New Year 2025 together as a community, and we'll have community lunch next Sunday. So we hope to see you all there. Well, I guess that's about it for today. And our Kyohwadam members, One Dharma Center Kyohwadam members will have our gathering at 11:30 in the conference room. Thank you all for your practice throughout this year.